Today I want to show you how to replace a stationary panel on a Marvin Integrity sliding French door. Let's get started. Okay, first we're going to go ahead and put some tape on the sill here, because when we pull out this panel, we don't want to accidentally scratch the seal of the door. So we're going to do a couple pieces of tape, and we're using the good quality duct tape, so when you remove it, you have some clean removal and there's no glue excess sticking to the sill. Okay, first, at the bottom of the door, my partner's going to go ahead and remove that end cap to expose some screws that are there. And those are the security screws, so you're going to have the special Torx bits to remove them. Oftentimes people don't, show me that, don't install these, so if that's not on there, that's okay. You'll just see the exposed screws right there. And now we have to remove the one at the top. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove the top one now. It should slide right out. There we go, and that'll expose those screws. Okay, now we have to remove this top panel guide. So since this door has already been painted, we're going to take a utility knife and we're going to score this paint line, and then we're going to remove this cover so we can remove these panels. Okay, now that we've gone to the end, we can go ahead and remove the panel guide. In order to remove this panel guide, we have to remove all of these screws. We leave these ones in place because this stays in place, this whole bracket here, but we'll take all these ones out. All right, see that bumper block? There should be one here at the top, and on this door it's missing, so if it's installed in there, go ahead and remove it just by pulling it straight down. Go ahead now, just take your palm of your hand and just kind of get that to break free. This one's being a little stubborn because the painter used so much caulking, so we're going to peel it back, we're going to put our flat bar in there, and then we're going to pull it down to break that paint free. Now that we got all that paint trimmed, this one's being a little stubborn, we're going to put the little hook underneath there to kind of pull it down, just like that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and adjust the wheels down. First, we're going to remove that plug, and then we're going to take a slotted screwdriver and go counterclockwise to bring the wheels all the way down, and we're going to do that on all 4 holes. Okay, now that we have the panels all the way down, that's just going to give us a little bit more room to remove this panel guide. Now, a common problem I run into on these 4-panel doors is oftentimes there'll be a dip in the header or a hump in the sill. So by adjusting this down, this is going to give you that a little bit more room to take these off. If you adjusted these wheels as far down as they're going to go and you still can't get this out, you may have a real severe dip in your header. So we're going to go ahead and have my partner hold this panel in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and I'm going to set it to the side, and now my partner's going to put a hand on both panels. Okay, now that my partner's holding that one, I'm going to go ahead and take this panel. I'm just going to go ahead and lean it towards me, and I'm going to set it to the side. I may have forgot to point out, since the wheels are all the way down and the door is in this position, sometimes when you go to move the door, you're going to have to slightly lift the door up and over so you don't damage the seal or drags. So we're going to go ahead and lift up just a little bit. That way the door clears the interlock. It's where the two intersect. We're going to go ahead, make sure that we're past this top bracket here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead, take it out, and set it to the side. Okay, you're going to have to use the Torx bit that's got the little hole for the security screws, and my partner's going to go ahead and take those screws out. And he's going to set it to the side. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and remove the top. It's a standard Phillips. Okay, now that we have the screws removed at the top and the bottom, we should be able just to take this panel and pull it towards us. There is an insert at the bottom, and if I remember, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I think there's one at the top. But you need to be mindful is when you pull this panel out that the panel doesn't go tilt to the side and you scrape the sill of your door. That's why you saw earlier we put some tape on the sill. So you should be able just to grab it by the interlock, or if you have some glass cups, grab some glass cups, put it on the glass, and just tug it like that. And then my partner's going to come over here, and he's going to help me pull this out. And we're going to make sure that we're even, we're not letting it fall. We're going to keep going. Okay, this was the insert block I was talking about at the bottom. On some of our older doors, there is some at the top. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that this panel is past this leveling block here. Just like that. Now that we slid the panel all the way past the end of the leveling block, we should be able to just take the panel, kind of lift up and pull it to the outside and go straight down with it. And then we'll repeat the process with the new panel. Let's get started. Okay, since I got this door out and I want to take this opportunity to show you the bottom of it, see it has this plate that's down here that's attached to the bottom of the door. These little lips go underneath these little lips. So when we get the new one, we have to make sure it's in there and we slide it in there. This is our new panel, and I see here that the bottom bracket that was installed from the factory is bent, probably from shipping and handling. So we're going to go ahead and take our keeper alignment tool. We're going to put it on there, and we're just going to go ahead and straighten that out. I'm also going to take this opportunity to take some pledge, which is like my number 3 most useful tool, spray it on a paper towel, and I'm going to wipe the bottom of this and on the sill of the door, and this will help this panel slide in. So we'll get that done. We're going to do the same thing down here. We have the new panel staged up, so we're going to make sure that this is on this side of here, and then we're going to go ahead and take this panel and we're going to lift up and put it in this pocket first, and then we'll pull it in. Okay, we're going to lift it up. Okay, we slide it in like this. Now we're going to make sure that the panel is level and that it's not down like this, and we're going to slide it in. Okay, here we go. You do have to walk it a little bit. Should be able just to push it all the way in. Just like that. Now we can go ahead and attach our screws at the top and the bottom. We're going to go ahead and put the screws in when we take them out. Okay, we're going to slide this back into place. It's got these 2 little hooks that go in here. Just like that. This one just snaps into place. Just like that. Now I'm going to take this opportunity, since I got the door panels out, I could really get a lot of the dirt out of here that may be in the way when the panels are in place. I'm going to take some pledge on a paper towel. I'm going to wipe along this weather stripping. And I'm going to do this interlock. I want to do the face of it, and then I also want to get behind this hook, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the back side of the panels. I'm going to put some lube, and that will help with the breakaway force. So sometimes when you open the door, you may notice a little sticking. That's usually because it's the weather stripping sticking to each other, or the dirt or dust. So by putting a little pledge in there, that'll help with that breakaway force. So now I'm going to do the sill of the door as well. And always be sure to spray it on a paper towel and not directly all over the product, because especially if the unit's unpainted, any contamination on there, you go to paint or stain, the paint or stain is not going to stick to it, and you're going to see some spray marks. And sometimes I've seen where all these are discolored from people spraying chemicals directly on it, so we want to avoid that. So again, we're going to go ahead and take some pledge. This is the panel, the inactive panel, and I'm actually taking my finger and I'm going to tuck it in here, and do this all the way up and down. Okay, now that I got this all looted, I'm going to take this opportunity. Sometimes I see these brackets here at the bottom where they'll be bent in a little bit, and the two on both doors will end up hitting each other. So I'll take my keeper alignment tool, obviously a crescent wrench, and oftentimes I'll go and put this in behind there, and I'm just going to bend it out a little bit, and that'll prevent these doors from hitting each other. And then I'll do the same thing over here on this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the inactive panel in first. Just set it in there. And then what I like to do is I like to go ahead and adjust the wheels up just to make sure that we're on track by giving it a couple clicks here. And it slides, so we'll go ahead and slide it. Since we got it in this position, the top bracket at the top is going to, and this interlock is going to prevent this from falling on me. So I can go ahead and grab the next panel and put it in. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and lower these wheels. There we go. Make sure we do the same thing to this interlock. Go ahead and put the panel in. Start at the bottom first. Of course, we're sure we're past that bracket. We'll go ahead and adjust the wheels up to make sure we're on track and it slides. All right, it does. We'll close it. We'll let our wheels down. With our panel guide off, we're going to go ahead and take the same pledge on a paper towel, and we're going to wipe the back side of this off. Go ahead and put this into place. And then we're going to start a little screw in there. Okay, we're going to make sure that we're nice and tight, and we're just going to put these screws in. And I caution you, if you put the really long screws in here and you drive this long screw with your screw gun and you go through, and if you over tighten the screw, this top guide will bend like this towards like the panel. Of course, I'm over exaggerating, and it'll cause your panel to slide very poorly. So when you put these screws in, just barely get into where they're snug. So now we can go ahead and lift up on these rollers. We'll give it 3 clicks and see what happens here. All right, it slides. Now we can put the screws in on the top. Okay, now we can adjust the rollers. I'd like to go ahead and start with the inactive panel to adjust the rollers. So hopefully you can see this in the camera. See the gap between this panel and this panel? So what I'd like to do is close the two to where I could just barely see outside. And if you sight this line down, I'm a little wider at the bottom. So since I'm wider at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and adjust the front wheel up to make this reveal even. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this wheel. We'll go clockwise a couple clicks, then we'll look at it. Yeah, I think that'll work. So we'll go ahead and slide the door, make sure it slides freely. So say if it didn't slide freely when you go up, maybe you would have to go down. Sometimes you have to play with these to find the best for it to slide. But if you have a proper install, you should be able to adjust it the way I just showed you. It should slide nicely and even up just like that. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing to that panel. Okay, So just like the other side, we're going to go ahead and move these two. So this one I got the opposite. So I got a little bigger gap at the top and it's a little tighter at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this bottom wheel and go up a couple clicks and make sure that's dead on. Now the trick is, when we close the two, the gap should be the same. If we close the two and the gap is not even, that's how far out of square or out of level the door is. So let's bring the two doors together and hopefully they're straight. And if they're straight, that means the installer did a really good job on this door. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, wow. That looks really good. So that tells me that installer did a really good job. So now if you've done this, and of course we know there's nothing perfect in construction. So let's say that you've adjusted these two and this gap was bigger at the top or bigger at the bottom. You're going to go ahead and adjust the active panel to compensate for this gap. So let's say, for instance, there was a bigger gap at the top. We'll actually go up a couple of clicks on that one, maybe down a click, because we want ultimately for this reveal to be the one that's even. Because if this is not even, the lock's not going to engage properly or the door's not going to work properly. So we're good here. We'll make sure everything locks, which it does. If you want to see how to adjust this lock box and the strike plate, please see my video on replacing a lock box on an integrity sliding door. That shows you a few hints and tips on how to adjust this. So now we'll go ahead and put our wood plugs in, take the tape off, and I think we're done. So we'll go ahead and put our wood plugs back in. And if you remember in the beginning of this video, there was not a bumper block on the top there, so that would also be a good time to put that back as well. There was one more thing I thought of I can show you. See this gap here for the astracal? Sometimes people don't like that. We make sure it's not all the way up or down because you need to be able to adjust the door up or down. But if you want to make that gap tighter, this piece actually is just friction fit, where we use this connecting barb, and then there's a kerf in the door. So you can actually move this up to improve that reveal. And then you're going to want to track the door to make sure. So sometimes there's like a dip in the header or a hump in the sill. So once you move it up, track it all the way to make sure it's not going to hit that top panel guide. So that looks really good. This door seems to be very level. And we'll go ahead and pop that on the rest of the way. Okay, we'll go ahead and remove our tape that we put on there. And this tape is actually, it gives you up to 7 days clean removal. If you use really cheap duct tape and you start doing this, you're going to see all kinds of glue residue on here. So spend the extra few dollars and get the good tape that gives you at least a 7-day clean removal. And we can take that off. And as you can see, there's no damage to the seal, so it looks really good. Well, there you go. That's how you replace a stationary panel on a integrity sliding French door. I hope this video helped you out. If this video helped you out, please help me out by hitting the subscribe button at the bottom. That helps me out. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.